Welcome to Canada. On pole position, it is Ultra Bro with Davey Saracera alongside from Dominic Benedetto and Blader Dragon Sonic. Then we have got Revo, Jensen Olsen, Marcus Adelaide, and Vinayak from Carlos Eduardo and Lam Fong. Then we've got Verstio, Tom Leon, UK Ball, David Castro, Sebastian Ocampo, Ahmed Silla, Thierry Headley, Karasato, Tak Van Horn, Livery, and finally Matthew Hart and Dylan Boxarov. So here we are, 5 red lights to the Canadian Grand Prix here in 2021. And it's lights out, and away we go. I see the drivers, they've gone away. We've got 17 laps ahead of us here in Montreal, Canada, for this Grand Prix, and there we go. Saracera after a good start on medium tyre. He had a pretty good line overall throughout the first sector, but unfortunately the lack of grip has not let him get ahead of Ultra Bro. Of course, if Saracera wants a chance at this title, he's got to take action to try and defend his position. But of course, he's trying to get ahead of Olsen, who I'm sure is leading this championship if I'm not mistaken. So, pretty much Olsen, you have to get a move on as well to try and defend his championship lead. Now Revo, they're getting ahead of Benedetto, further back yellow flags, and you can see there Lam Fong involved the wrong way round there on the track. He's got damage and a 5-second penalty. David Castro also has damage and a 5-second penalty. Now no visual damage, but there's definitely damage because you can see it on the steering wheel being displayed as the car at 88%. Which means that he's had some pretty big damage earlier in lap 1. Saracera 2 warnings for track limits already. This is not good at a track that is quite tight. He has only got one more mistake before the next one is a penalty. There we go, fastest sector 1 coming in there for Ultra Bro. We only just on time, it was in the 19s in fact. Yeah, Ultra driving a really clean race so far. It is a perfect race, and there we go, virtual safety car, and Olsen's out. The championship leader is out of this race. Looking at the way the car is, it looks like he hit the wall somewhere, and it's bounced the car all the way to that side of the track. That's not what you like to see at all. Obviously, a pretty big crash, I'm assuming. That's the first retirement today. 21 drivers remain in this race. Virtual safety car is ending with going green, and there we go. Ultra knowing exactly what to do. ERS straight away. It's allowing him to pull away on the straight. Saracera also has ERS enabled, but I activated it too late, and it's a third warning now. He is extremely close to a penalty. But Sonic in his underpowered Dragon is doing pretty strongly, I will say that. Revo, they're fastest in the first sector there for Ferrari. Tak Van Horn 2 warnings for track limit there, and Benedetto there, obviously as you can see, he is now in DRS range of Blader Sonic. However, it looks like he might have fell out a bit there as he is struggling to hold on. Now Revo, he's got a golden opportunity here to try and get past Saracera. DRS enabled for the Italian, trying to make the Ferrari 1-2. This season has been absolutely incredible for the Italian. It's been his best season so far, and he's got to try and get ahead of that Mercedes. However, DRS heading in that chicane is just not good. In fact, you probably lose overall because you don't get DRS down this straight after. Vinayak there in the Renault, moving up into 4th. Incredible stuff there. Of course, the other Renault, we all know about the incident from earlier on. They're down in 18th position at the moment and carrying a penalty. Meanwhile, Vinayak is putting the team on his back there, up into 4th. Benedetto there, as you can see, just for a little battle there. He is alongside the Dragon of Blood, just like he's fell back there. He's going to send it into the chicane actually. Wow, he is determined to get ahead. He just cuts off the door. Looks like he might have a little go there down the inside at the hairpin. He does a huge dive. It's worked out. Adelaide, 5-second penalty for causing a collision. He's got no DRS as well. which is not good. Sergio's also got no DRS. Max Adelaide using just the power of ERS, and it's worked out there. He's up at the 4th, but of course the penalty is still there lingering. There are Blaine Axel. He's also got a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision, as you got Carlos Eduardo right behind in the Williams. The Williams trying to get on the Dragon, down the inside, and there we go. Eduardo's with the 7th place. Akari is in the pits, and we've got a yellow flag momentarily there. I don't know where the issue was. I tried on the auto camera, but the auto camera picked up nothing. Softs to softs for Akari. He's in for at least a 2-stop here today. Yeah, we've got a little bit of pack racing going on here, as we've got Vinayak, Eduardo, Demandao all in one fight. Can also be played outside too, but penalty, of course, ruining it for him. So he's gonna have to hope for a really good next 1 or 2 stints. But anyways, Akari nonetheless, he's out the pit right behind our Boxarov, who of course is struggling in that extremely underpowered Williams. The sacrifice one, the lone Williams. As I go ultra track limit warnings, he's on 3 of those. Bravo though, coming into the pits. He's pretty much first of the leading group to come in the pits today. So let's just see how he does on his fresh tyres. He's on soft, Vinayak is on hards. Vinayak going for longevity, Ravo going for short term sprinting. So to make any sort of gains here, any really good gains, he's gonna have to get ahead of Ahmed Silla and the Haas as soon as humanly possible. Will the Haas let him by? Yes, he does easily. Akari 5-second penalty for track limits in the middle sector. Demandao had a bit of an incident there, quickly moving out the way, but his car looks to be pretty damaged. And I will say, this is getting dangerously close to other cars, and Ravo makes contact. He's got a penalty now. That is not what he wanted. That was very avoidable for Ravo though. He should have went more to the outside. I know it wouldn't really be much time react, but it was definitely enough. And now it's going to be a big job for Ravo here to try and ensure he can be ahead of Sergio, because now both of them have penalties. And also, not only that, Ravo needs to make sure he has a good gap to Vinayak for later on in this race, where Vinayak is going to make some gains on him and seal it into the wall. We saw that in the background there. As the track has been cleared, as we can see, he's no longer there. Vinayak has a penalty as well for track limits. Okay, so that'll be a bit of a weight lifted off the shoulders of Ravo. Let us like picking up his 2nd penalty today. Maybe his 3rd actually, because he's pit and he's already got 2 fresh penalties. But anyways, there we go. BS up 2 places there. Getting DRS active, he's going to be chasing down Tom Leon in the Red Bull. Of course, Red Bull having a huge fall off overall as a team. Same thing for Dragon Racing. And here we go, into the pits comes Ultra Pro. Sergio stays out, probably hoping for a virtual safety car towards the end of the lap to mitigate the effects of the 5-second penalty. Pretty much any little helps for him. Ravo fast up the race, and it is a sub 1 minute. It's not the first sub 1 minute though that we've seen today. He was Ravo no running back of his teammate. If only for Ravo he didn't hit Demandao, and Demandao maybe just didn't crash. Just maybe Ravo would have been ahead of his teammate. Well, we'll start to see what happens. I will say the clouds are getting a bit darker. Not much, and Sergio is not going to hold on for longer. If he's going to the end of the race, he'll be on hards. Or he could go for another set of medium, which is possible. It's possible, not impossible. I'm telling you that right now. And there we go, Blade like through into 7th. He's got a lot of work though. 5 seconds times 2 is bad, that is 10 seconds. It was there with lap 9, it's very clear Sergio is going for longevity in this race. He is trying to send them tyres out as much as he can. Here is Ultra there, Sergio, 5-second penalty. He's now carrying a 10-second penalty overall to his name. Ultra and Van Horn picking up penalties there. That's not good. Garcia into the pits. He's coming onto a fresh set of softs. He's got another stop to do then. That's very clear the case. UK Ball now ahead of Blade Sonic. UK Ball stayed out for the whole race so far. Adelaide's just picked up penalty as well in the McLaren. Penalties being dished out quite a lot now. Now Marcella into the pits. Yellow flags in the middle sector. Something has happened. I think it's the Ferrari of Revo. Yes, it is. He's got damage. He has had a bit of a crash there. And this is not good at all for the Italian. As the Indian driver Vinayak is going up behind, he will be able to pass anytime now. But to even make the DRS down the straight worth it, which he's not getting, without get past Revo there. David Sarkera in the pits. This is going to be a painfully long stop for him. We have to focus on Vinayak here as he's going to go down the inside of Revo. Revo shuts him off. As in the pits comes Revo. David Sarkera finally getting on to these medium tyres after a slow, painful pit stop. Revo's going to be halted for 5 seconds while his penalty gets served. Eduardo, 2 warnings for track limits there. A.G.E into the pits for the second time. These softs are gone pretty much. He's coming to get them replaced for more softs. Seems to be on a 3-stopper. Now Ultra's lead is very big. It's honestly impressive to have such a big lead. Now Revo, he has got rid of any penalties he might have had. There's a 5-second penalty there for Matthew Hart. In the Sauber, down in 17th position. Van Horn moving up into 15th, Vendel into 16th now as a result of being overtaken by the AlphaTauri. Now we're in the pits for the second time today. It's Blader Dragasonic. He is waiting a long time to get his tyres changed. Mark Sadler, a 5-second penalty for causing a collision. Tom Leon also getting one, but instead for track limits. A River that he picks up another penalty today. He's got that one for track limits as well. Track limits seem to be a pretty big issue for the drivers and teams at the moment. Amastilla, 3 warnings for track limits. I want to mention something though. Eduardo, last race, got his first ever podium in Formula 1 with Williams back in Czech Republic. Now, can he try and repeat history here in Canada and get another P3 result? Well, he got P2 last time, but yeah, P2 is also quite possible for him. As you can see here, Eduardo has not got a penalty, Vinayak does. And Eduardo has one now, okay. Commentator's curse has returned, everyone. So we know driver who you want DNF. I'll say that they won't DNF next race, and they will. No, I'm joking, but like, honestly, this just really has happened multiple times. And here we are, Eduardo getting past Vinayak. This is like a fight for a genuine position. Eduardo on better compound, on fresher tyres. That move was very easy. A.G.E, that 5-second penalty for him in the Sauber. Sauber having a bad day as per usual. As Bolsara comes in for the first stop today for him after doing good, 10 laps or so on his tyre. Yeah, race leader Ultra just carrying the way. He's looking to get into the championship lead. And a race like this, I'm sure it would put him in the lead. I don't know yet. I don't know about calculations. I don't know where the draft on standings actually. But I can only just assume that he would be in the lead the championship. If not, he'll be extremely close though. One thing I will say though, David Sarkera is quick. He's pretty quick, and Eduardo and Vinayak are still in a fight. Those two are still fighting, and this brings Sarkera into the fight for P2 today, and that would be a very good result for him. A.G.E track limit warning there, Vinayak. He'll be desperate now because Sarkera getting right on the back of them. None of them 3 have DRS though on anyone. With Matthew Hart in the pits, coming out the pits actually now. Ultra leading into the final 4 laps of this race. His hards is just carrying them towards the end, and honestly, these hards are doing incredible for him. You can very clearly see that. First in the pits for the second time today, as well as Daniel Castro. I wonder what Rival will be able to do. Can he get by and get a P5 today? Box or a 5-second vote for Jack Limits. Not really good trade anything in the race, and yeah, Rival is up in the 5th. Cable coming in for the first time today for Sega Dragon Racing onto mediums. Clear teams do not like the soft at the moment. Now Ultra leads by 22 seconds. A very legitimate lead. I mean, Rebo could have been in P2 right now if it wasn't for his little crash earlier on. But other than that, yes, that entire lead is fully legitimate. And look at the tyres struggling on Eduardo. But we've got to focus on this little mid-pack here. This way you get some very juicy fights. It's AlphaTauri versus Renault versus McLaren. And currently it's AlphaTauri on top of that fight, as Versio is in 9th position. Max Adley, the winner of the Australian Grand Prix this year, he's trying to go around the outside of the hairpin. He gets cut off by Versio. Adelaide may have found another way around, which is this little inside here. The clouds are getting extremely dark. Will drivers be willing to make any pit stops if rain does come? Will it even be worth pitting if rain comes? Well, that's a question that you have to leave down to the teams. For Ultra, he can just easily stay out. 5-second penalty there for Blade Dragon Sonic and Lam Fong. I don't know what the reasons were though. Serikira, he's just picked up another penalty there, and Serikira, corner cut warning. That's a very big warning to get, especially right after a track limit warning. But nonetheless, Serikira is through and up into second. Vinayak now dropped out of the podium places and he is falling off completely. Versio gets a 5-second penalty for causing a collision, and yeah, I don't see any possibility really of Vinayak dropping places. Serikira losing some time because he's just got a 5-second penalty to his name again. Ocavo driving a pretty good race in P6 right now. I mean, his tires are better than Rainbow's. I don't know, but he has got a chance to try and clear P5 if he can close in some time to Rainbow. However, the car power difference is probably a bit too overwhelming for him. And entering the final lap now is Ultra, who's currently on course to try and get his 3rd world title, and he's going to try and get his 2nd with Ferrari. Of course, missing out in 2020 after getting the one in 2019. 2021 is looking to be the resurgence of Ferrari back to the old early 2000s form it seems to be. Now it's going to wait and see what happens, because anything can happen in Formula 1. And here we go, Ultra tried to just carefully drive, but he really set it around that chicane, almost getting to the wall, you know. I know there's quite a big difference, but to tell you how wide that road was, yeah, that was pretty close. But here we go, the moment you've been waiting for. The race winner never once touched this race. He had no possible chance of losing it ever since he pulled away. And it's Ultra who wins the Grand Prix with an absolutely stunning performance. Akari down all lapped. Wow. He came off fastest in the first sector there. David Serikira, it's a good recovery drive from all them penalties to take P2. And Eduardo is going to do it. It is 2 podiums in a row for the Brazilian driver. Vinayak finishes 4th. Incredible race considering he's just got upgrades. Revo finishes 5th on the road. But Ocampo will take that with a season best result of 5th position and the fastest lap to go along with it. So many other drivers crossing the line right now as we speak. Lam Fong in 13th place. UK will take that away from him, and Lam Fong will be down in the 14th. UK will take the fast lap actually. And yeah, quick little fast lap change at the very end, so wow. But anyways, yeah, Ultra, your winner today for Ferrari. Dave Cerqueira in second, and Watto getting back on the podium again. He'll be delighted with this streak of races that he's having here at Williams. You know, he could be a good second or third place contender in the championship if he keeps getting these. Especially since the car's not even 10 out of 10, and he's performing like a car at 10 out of 10. Incredible drive for an incredible driver. All three of these deserve to be on the podium. Well done to them all. Congratulations to Ferrari, your race winners today. So Ultra wins, and we're going to hear his anthem. It's the Colombian national anthem. So Ultra winning from Cerqueira, and then Watto, then it's Vinayak, Sebastian Campbell for the best result, then Rivo, Tom Leon, Dominic Mandel, Blair Sonic, and Mark Sadley to round off the points. And for the non-scorers, we got Versio Castro, UK Ball Fong, and post lap cars include Livery Hart, Van Horn, Headley, Silla, Sato, and Boxar, also retiring in the early stages of the race. That's in Canada. That's also it for round 5 as a whole. Can't wait to see you next time in round 6 when F1 Classic returns. Have a good day and goodbye.